friends. Hello, hi, how are you? I'm doing amazing. I hope you guys are having a fantastic Monday. I know Mondays can be rough. I know some of you are probably going back to college or back to work for the week, but just know I can't promise you that your week's gonna be good, to be perfectly honest, but I hope it is. Hi, first and foremost, if you like the look that I am wearing on my face right now and my eye makeup, I just filmed a tutorial Tuesday on this and that will be going live tomorrow. So if you like this look and you want to know how I did it, you can go check it out tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Secondly, I'm so freaking excited to film this video. This is a video I've thought about doing for a while and kind of was just like, I don't know how like negative I want to be. I just did an anti-haul like a couple weeks ago and now I'm like, you know what? No. It's time. We are doing makeup that is like the biggest gimmick, like the most gimmicky makeup. I have a list of about 10 to 12 things that are just the epitome of what is a gimmick when it comes to makeup. Things that I just remember seeing, and first of all, some of these almost worked on me, some of these did work on me, and some of them I heard were terrible, so I'm glad I didn't fall for them. But either way, I just kind of wanted to sit down and talk to you guys about makeup that I think is the most gimmicky, and stuff that's kind of like, you're like, really? It's like makeup that people made and companies made just so they could have an Instagram video where people could use the product for clickbait, or so people could make a YouTube video about it, not because it's actually reasonable. So we're gonna jump right into this video. I'm so excited. Okay, the first and foremost, this is one of the main reasons I wanted to do this video. It is the Kaja, I think that's how you pronounce it, Kaja. Let's look it up.
Kaja.
All right, so I just looked up the pronunciation and apparently it's Kaja. Kaja. If I'm still wrong, I really tried. Kaja Beauty is a Korean makeup company and they actually have these like triple eyeshadow topper things that I really want. I think I'm gonna get when my no buy is over because I think they look really beautiful and pretty and I've heard the shadows perform nicely, but I saw this and I was like, sis, really? This is a roll-on highlighter. So it's basically like a paint roller and a slab of paint as the highlighter and you roll it on and then you roll it on your face. The amount of Instagram people that I will see using this in their Instagram clickbait is just insanity. I don't inherently think this is like a bad product. Like I feel like if the highlighter works, so what? I just think that they knew a lot of people would be very interested in hearing a review about a highlighter that you put on with a rolling paintbrush. You can't look me in the eyes and tell me that at their factory, the CEOs of Kaja were like, no, this is a totally new and reasonable way that we want people to put on our highlighters. Like they did this for the gimmick. They did the rolling highlighter thing because it was cute and funny and they knew people would like have fun with it, which I can understand and respect, but that doesn't make it any less of a gimmick. I think this is probably one of the first like real true gimmicky products we've gotten in 2019, so I absolutely had to mention it in this video. If the product is still good, I don't see the problem with buying something like this. Just know that like highlighter brushes still exist. We're gonna throw it on back just a little bit to the good old days of YouTube when the MAC roller wheel eyeliner came out. I remember every influencer trying their hardest to make this work and they just couldn't make it work. It was an eyeliner that had the tip, instead of it being like a felt tip or just like a hard plastic tip or any of the other ways that you would have an eyeliner, it was a little like pizza cutting rolly wheel that allegedly, if you were able to use it, could make you like have the most precise and beautiful eyeliner. I saw people who tested out that product for weeks and they absolutely could not get it to work. Like they couldn't figure out how to use it. The problem was that it was really hard to get it fully coated in all places for the eyeliner. So when you would go to do it, it would like skip certain parts of your eyes. And if you had crinkly eyes like I do, I have very textured and crinkly eyeballs, that never ever would have worked on me. That was purely made to be a gimmick. Again, most of these things, I'm gonna keep repeating it, but they were just made to be YouTube videos. Like they weren't made for real consumers to use and love. They were made to be clickbaity titles of YouTube videos, which is totally, this one I think took it too far because this wasn't even a good product. It's not even like they did something gimmicky and then it was actually a good product. There was no substance to this. It didn't actually work. So in my opinion, this gimmick gets a fail for me because this didn't work for anybody. I do not know a single YouTuber that actually enjoyed this product. I don't think any of them did. So this is a fail of a gimmick. This is a gimmick I'm like absolutely not. Next. Okay, the next thing is a newer product and these are the ColourPop Jelly Much eyeshadows. I just feel like anytime you make something into a jelly, you're doing it for the gimmick factor. Farsali made those jelly highlighters, and then a bunch of other people started making jelly highlighters, and then ColourPop was like, everybody else is doing jelly highlighters. I know, let's do jelly eyeshadows so we can put them on our eyes. To me personally, I feel like the jelly formula would only add so much texture. I cannot see a time or a place where jelly eyeshadows wouldn't just cause an obscene amount of texture. Like, I just can't, I don't understand it. I'm actually debating buying a ColourPop jelly eyeshadow just because I want to know if I'm correct about my assumptions about it. Because to me, it's like you're putting something very dewy and very wet onto your face. It has to create more texture, but people are using them, so I'm curious. This gimmick is low-key working on me because I know that it was just made so you could do like the jiggling thing on videos. You could make your product jiggle like jello, or like slime, I guess. Oh my god. Wait, conspiracy theory time. What if all these brands are making like jelly-like products because of the insurgence of slime into our culture? How all these kids and all these adults like love making slime now? And what if the makeup industry is low-key trying to capitalize off of that without actually having to create slime? So they're just making these like jelly eyeshadow palettes and jelly highlighters and jelly everything so we can slowly, like, slime is taking over the world. That's the end of that rant. Yeah, jelly eyeshadows. Gimmick, thank you. Next. The next one I actually own. I'm not trying to clock this product because this is my second thing of this product and I actually love it. I think it works really well. I adore it, but when it first came out, you could not convince me that this wasn't the biggest gimmick. The Morphe Continuous Setting Spray, when it first came out, I thought was going to be the biggest gimmick of all time because it's a setting spray, but it's like a hairspray bottle. Like, it comes out, you know what I mean? I don't want to waste it.
Come back. No.
It comes out like that. And so you kind of are looking at it and you're like, does that really work? Like, is that really better than something that's like, you know what I mean? Like, is that better? The answer is yes. This is actually my preferred. I wish they made it so you could like fill this up with other setting spray. This isn't actually my favorite formula of setting spray. My favorite formula would probably have to be like the ColourPop All-Star one. Just think the mist on this is better than anything else ever. Like, it's so good and so easy to use. And I actually love this. But when it first came out, I was like, oh, they just want everyone to take those slow motion pictures of them spraying themselves in the face with a hairspray bottle, and I thought it was so dumb, but I clocked myself because like this is actually a good product. This is one that I had to put on because I was like, okay, I knew it was a gimmick, and I still low-key think this is kind of a gimmicky thing. Like, I don't know if they knew how much this was going to be like a big thing for consumers or whatever. Like, I don't think they knew how much people were actually gonna love this. I think they just wanted to do something different, but I think it paid off because it's actually a gimmick that works, which I appreciate. Okay, the next thing on my list just says Too Faced Unicorn. These things, man, I don't know what they were going for with these unicorn things. They're not cute at all, and I actually heard that this entire collection, the like Life's a Festival, I'm pretty sure is what it's called. I feel like that entire collection kind of flopped for Too Faced. I know some people like the rainbow palette, which is fine. I mean, it was a cute palette. It had some cute colors in it. But I know that bronzer blush thing was just horrible for everybody. And these seem to not work on anybody. I heard the formula was really stiff, which is interesting. I think they just did this for the like cute factor. I honestly think you could group all of Too Faced into the gimmick-y category because a lot of their stuff really is like, people buy it because it's freaking adorable. Like, people buy it because it's cute. It's a big thing. And honestly, no shade to anybody who does that because I buy Too Faced stuff because it's freaking adorable. Like, I like cute packaging too, but I think the unicorn things, I think those were a little too far. I know that's not the intention. I know they wanted it to look like a horn, like a unicorn horn, like the thing was like one of those things. Like, I think that was the intention of that, but when you don't have the point on the horn, it just looks bad. So these were definitely a gimmick, but again, I really think you could classify most of Too Faced products as a gimmick, just because they're made to be cutesy, they're made to be taken pictures of. They're just too hit and miss for me to be gimmicky and like get away with it, so I had to throw them in here somewhere. And the unicorn things just really stuck out in my head because I think that's so funny. Next on this list is the Fenty Beauty Fairy Bomb. Now, I wanted this because who doesn't want a big poofy puff that just sheds glitter, like to put on your vanity? Like, who doesn't really want that? I wanted it. However, that's why it's a gimmick, is because who wouldn't want a big pink poofy puff to sit on their vanity? The actual product, I tested it in stores and it actually wasn't anything good. I don't really understand the point unless you like having your entire body covered in glitter, which in that case, like, yeah, I guess that would work. But if you're gonna have something that you want to display because it's a cute big pink puffy thing, I would think you would want it to be something that you're gonna use relatively often, not just as a display piece, because realistically the only time that I ever would cover my entire body in glitter would be music festivals. I would understand it. I understood the minis a little bit better because I think you could control where the glitter was going a little bit more with the minis. However, it seemed like with the big puffs, there was absolutely no control of where the glitter went. You kind of just patted it on and wherever the glitter fell, the glitter fell. And it wasn't like luminous glitter, like it wasn't like highlighter or really finely milled. It was just glitter. It was straight up glitter. You were just putting glitter all over yourself and paying like $60 to do so. So I really, while I like Fenty Beauty and I like a lot of their products, I definitely think that Fairy Bomb was 100% to just hype. Like, it was just something cute for you to have on your vanity. And that's also fine. Like, I almost bought it because I really wanted something cute to put on my vanity. But at the end of the day, like, that's what it was. It wasn't like a groundbreaking, great product. It was just kind of like a gimmicky thing that most people bought because it was cute. I asked for this for Christmas like 2 years ago. Oh my god, I wanted this so bad. I'm so happy my mom didn't get it for me. She was so right. She was like, I'm not paying this much money for this. It was the Lancôme Rose highlighters. I don't think they sell these anymore, but I think they had a couple different shades that they came out with. It was basically a rose in a box that was a highlighter, and you lightly dust your highlighter brush on the rose, and then it's this like glowy. First of all, I watched reviews after I'd asked for it, and the reviews came back terrible. People didn't like it. They said there was no glow to it. It was more like a pressed powder almost. I heard them compared a little bit to the Hourglass ambient lighting highlighters, but less glowy, and those already don't have a ton of glow. I'm really glad I didn't get this, basically. But however, I think this is just, again, it's a gimmick, because same thing as similarly to the Rihanna thing, it was something cute that you could put on your desk. Realistically, that highlighter is so unusable because if you press too hard, the petals are gonna fall off. What happens when you start using up the product and everything starts falling apart? Like, what do you do then? Do you press it back together? Like, how do you fix that if one of the petals comes off? The whole reason you're buying it is because it's shaped like a rose. It's obviously not for the formula because the formula wasn't very good. It just kind of feels like very impractical, and something like that, you're not just gonna have sitting out open on your desk. You know what I mean? Like, that's not something you could just buy a ceramic flower and put that out on your desk, and it's not going to be the most fragile thing because it's something made out of powder. Like, this was literally a rose made out of powder. How secure is that? It's not secure at all. You could literally buy just like a ceramic flower. I'm not usually one of those people who's like, don't buy makeup, replace it with something that is like tangible, but in this particular case, especially because it was really meant to be sort of a display thing, this was just not realistic. Like, you could have just bought something else. Such a gimmick. Absolutely not. And a bad gimmick at that. Finally, friends, I saved this one for last because this is the mecca of gimmick. Everything about this entire brand is a gimmick. Lipstick Queen is the most gimmicky brand I have ever encountered. Everything, it's worse than any other brand, worse than Tarte and that mermaid palette. They make the color changing stuff. First of all, I have such a gripe with Lipstick Queen. I think it is so stupid because, first of all, their formula isn't even good. Like, their formula literally doesn't work. They have a like cream blush that is green and turns pink, and it's not even a good formula. It's not, it does change colors, which I guess is good because it's the one thing they're promising it does, but it's a terrible formula. It's super, super, super bright and like crazy neon. It's really impossible to sheer out. Even with a little bit, it's so much pigment on a blush and it looks ridiculous on people, because you're trying to like sheer it out and you can't, because once it's on your skin it doesn't move. So first of all, the formula is terrible. The idea of color changing makeup is not in itself terrible, but it is a gimmick. I think if you want to do color changing makeup, like whatever. I think the person who did it right actually was Poplux, who is run by Natty here on YouTube. He has a YouTube channel and he also has a makeup company, and he did a color changing highlighter that actually is really cool because it's heat activated and it works. It's a beautiful highlighter, like it's a stunning glow. So it's kind of like a cool thing that actually works. Lipstick Queen, none of their color changing products actually work and look good, and that's why I'm so frustrated about it, because I know that a bunch of people just bought it because they were like, wait, this green lipstick will make my lips pink? Like, what's the magic behind there? And it's like, yeah, I'm sure that's cool, but that lipstick also freaking sucks. I hate color changing makeup because it's just the epitome of a gimmick. It's just the epitome of like trying to pique someone's interest. And that's the thing too, because their whole brand is just about piquing somebody's interest and like, why does this thing do this thing? This is cool. But then without fail, never follow through because their products aren't actually good. That's just my opinion on that. Alright friends, well that is my video for today, just talking about some gimmicky products. Some I think work, some I think don't. I have some, I don't know, a lot of highlighters, which is kind of weird. I feel like people really try to be gimmicky with highlighters. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, or just subscribe, or do neither. Honestly, just so happy you're watching me. Thank you for being here. My merch, my social media, and everything I'm wearing on my face will be linked down below, as long as I'll put the Tutorial Tuesday down there too once it's up. It's going up tomorrow, so if you're watching this at a later date, you can go watch how I created this look. And yeah, I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!